pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. This poem is brought to you by The Wolfman, directed by George Wagoner, and originally released in 1941. A crowning jewel in the Universal Monsters lineup, this one features performances by Claude Rains, Evelyn Ankers, Bela Lugosi, and of course, Lon Chaney Jr. as the title character. Larry Talbot has returned to his ancestral home in Wales to bury the hatchet with his estranged father, John Talbot, and woo the local antique shop girl, Gwen Conliffe. One night, after having their fortunes told by Romanian fortune teller Bella, Larry is bitten by a wolf. The next day, he is surprised to see that his wound has miraculously healed, but that night, Larry unwittingly transforms into a terrifying human-wolf hybrid and embarks on an uncontrollable rampage. Waking up the next day with no memory of what he's done, he's powerless to stop himself from killing again. As the local authorities set traps for what they believe to be a wild wolf on the loose, Larry must struggle against a desperate fate as the monster within him continues to terrorize the local countryside. The screenplay was written by German-born writer Kurt Siodmak. Siodmak got his start in film when he worked as an extra on Fritz Lang's German-produced epic Metropolis in 1927. He fled Germany a few years later and immigrated to England after hearing an anti-Semitic rant by Joseph Goebbels. He worked as a screenwriter in England and then moved to Hollywood in 1937, where he found work writing for the script The Invisible Man Returns in 1940. From there, he got into the horror and sci-fi groove by working on other monster classics such as The Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Son of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, and one of my personal favorites, Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. And that's just to name a few. Universal originally planned this to be a vehicle for Boris Karloff, who was their horror superstar at the time due to his earlier turn in the Frankenstein films. Bela Lugosi lobbied hard for the part, but was offered only a minor supporting role. Eventually, the title role went to Lon Chaney Jr., son of silent era star Lon Chaney, aka the legendary Man of a Thousand Faces. A deleted scene where Talbot wrestles with a bear was scrapped after the bear got loose and ran away during filming. At one point, the bear slipped free from its trainer and chased actress Evelyn Ankers up a ladder where she had to be pulled to safety by a crew member. I mean, really, whose idea was it to put a bear in this movie? Talbot already had to fight a wolf. Did they really need a bear? I mean, after all, it's the Wolfman, not the Bear Man. I have fond memories of watching this when I was young. Movies from this era were a staple of late-night TV when I was growing up. Watching it now, it just conjures up images of sitting in front of the TV with a sleeping bag, a bowl of popcorn in hand, and the lights turned down. Just plain old good times. The Wolfman is up there as one of my favorite of the original Universal staple of monsters. The makeup effects might be dated by today's standards, but that's part of the charm for me. At just 70 minutes, it moves fast, and it lends itself to multiple viewings without overstaying its welcome. Also, much of the lore that we associate with werewolves today, things like it being killed by silver and the person being transformed with a full moon, lore that's been used to great effect in later werewolf movies, all that can be traced back to this one, which makes it the granddaddy of the genre. And what's not to love about that? What are your thoughts on The Wolfman? How does it stack up in the Universal Monsters main lineup? What other classic films would you like me to discuss? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks as always for watching, and until the next time, have a good one.